251 games and plenty of premierships with the Cats. How's it going to feel going out there on Friday night against them?
It's going to be different. It's going to be very exciting too. I'm looking forward to the challenge and of playing against my ex-teammates. And yeah, look, it's going to be enjoyable. And they're not going to treat me any different to any other opponent. So I'm looking forward to the contest.
Has the pre-game banter started on the SMS?
It's been nothing as yet, but I'm sure it'll come, from both sides. So look, a little bit of banter before the game, but once the siren goes, both sides will be out there to win, and hopefully we can do the job.
Just have a soft spot for the Cats. Like, I suppose there was such a history there.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see the boys play well. I'd like to see the club go well. Maybe not this week, but in general I do. I'll watch and hope that everything goes well for them, and they'll be up and about this week after what happened last week, and it's very rare that they lose 2 in a row. So hopefully we can spoil the party.
How do you think you'll be before the first bounce? Will there be nerves there?
I'm not too sure actually. I just have to wait and see. Probably a little bit, but once I get out there and just do my thing, I'll enjoy being out there and being able to hopefully do my bit for the team, and as I said, hopefully come away with a win.
Is there an extra bit of determination to do well for you, given that you're playing them this week?
Not really. No more than any other week. I just want to be the best player I can be and the best teammate and team player that I can be. So, while it's good for the hype that I got dumped last year, and there might be vengeance and stuff like that. Look, there's no ill feelings from me, and I just want to, as I said, be the best Essendon player I can be.
Palmer said last week that you needed a rest coming up, and so you given a pick between the Adelaide game and this game. How long did it take you to make that decision?
Oh, about 3 seconds. I think he had it in his head anyway that I wasn't going to play an Adelaide game, and I think he just threw that out there just to make it as though I had some impact on the decision, which I had no impact on the decision. So I was never playing last week, and good timing for the rest for me, and hopefully it works, and hopefully I can get out there and be hard to play against.
What sort of insights about the Cats have you been able to share with your Essendon teammates, if any?
Yeah, no, well, none as yet. We'll have our meeting tomorrow, opposition analysis, and I'll obviously know the game, all the way the boys play pretty well, and I'll be telling them as much as I can about the way they like to play and what works for them and what probably doesn't work for them.
You were a fan favourite down at the Cats, and I suppose the fans still love you, but do you think, what sort of reception do you expect when you run out there and you get a couple of touches?
Yeah, well, I don't really. Yeah, look, it doesn't really bother me. That's out of my control. I mean, they were great. They've been great supporters throughout. Even the bad times, they were great and very supportive. So I couldn't imagine it being any different, but you just never know, depending on what the scoreboard says, and who really knows. But that is out of my control.
How have you rated your form, your first season at the club?
It's been a little up and down. Start off the year well, and I think as a team we've been a little bit up and down. So it's something that we're all trying to work on. Me individually, I suppose blokes individually, but more as a team, just trying to get that consistency. And we played pretty well last week, bounced back from not so good game the week before, and look, we're trying to be consistent footballers and a consistent team, and start stringing games together. And that's our challenge for this week.
Have you spoken to Chris Scott since you left the club?
I have, a couple of times we've spoken, a few texts along the way, and so there's no ill feeling between us two. That's footy these days. Things happen, and you've got to make some hard decisions. And we'll be looking back, in a year or two and saying it was a good decision. Hopefully for both parties, and because the Cats will still be playing well, and hopefully I'm still playing well.
You mentioned how well you started at the start of the year. Have you got the confidence that you'll be able to replicate that later in the year with your body?
Yeah, well, that's why we're having the rests through the year. It's sort of hard to miss out on games, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that is that I can play at a high level for the whole year. So that is the plan.
You didn't play on Saturday night, but fair to say that win came along at a good time for the club as a whole. How's the mood changed at the place since then? Or?
Yeah, it has. I mean, a lot of positives come out of the loss against Melbourne, believe it or not. So, the guys were pretty strong on one another, and I think it reflected in the way that the guys played on the weekend. And as I said, we're trying to be that team who's consistent and can do it week after week, no matter who we play or where we play. So, as I said, that's our challenge for us this week is to be that consistent team. And who better to do it against than the Cats, who have come off a loss, but who are a very good team.
Very good team. At a good time?
Well, I don't think so. No, I mean, when was the last time they lost 2 in a row? I can't really remember. So, as I said, they'll be up and about, and they want to prove a point, and we'll obviously be the same. So it should be a good game.
What role have you and Brendan Goddard and other players who've come post 2012 had to play in keeping up the morale of the playing group?
Yeah, well, it's sort of hard. It's being a part of it, but not really being a part of it is a hard thing to do. So the guys have handled it very well, and on game day, they've been very professional. Even at training, very professional. But you can see that it does affect them a little bit. We just try and keep the mood up around training and just enjoy each other's company, and just enjoy the time that we have together and playing footy and doing what we love to do.
When you first came to the club, you said you thought the group could win a premiership. Does that confidence still remain as high as it was?
Yeah, it is. I think when I first got to the club, I didn't realise how young the actual group really was. I was looking at guys like Michael Hurley and thinking they were 28 and, had a lot of experience under their belt, where these guys are only 24, 25. So most guys are about to reach their 100-game milestones and things like that. So this is where it starts to happen. You can see guys sort of already starting to step up and, take on more leadership roles, starting demanding things more from their teammates and things like this. And I think that's one thing that BJ's brought in, and myself to the club, is that you need to demand these things from your teammates, and you're only as good as what your teammates let you be. And I think the guys are starting to see it and understand it, and really starting to demand that excellence from one another.
It's also a reunion of sorts for Bomber. Does he get a little bit edgy at all in a week like this, do you reckon?
I don't think it really bothers him too much. He's got the luxury of putting out a good game plan and just hoping that the guys carry it out, and if we do, we believe we're every chance.